Hello, my name is Jazz Madrigal, and I will be discussing the article Body Ritual Among the Nacirema from the book American Anthropologist, Volume 58, Issue 3 by Horace Minor. In the description below, I will put the following assignment of what I am answering in this video. I am looking to the right of me because I have like everything pre-written so I can do this in one take because I am having computer issues of transferring files. So this will be a very raw video. So first off, I would like to start by saying I've never heard of this article and had no idea what it was going to be about besides the context clues of body rituals among cultures. So I kind of thought that it would just be about rituals throughout history and how they have changed from then to now. While reading it, I saw it was more than just that. It was going into how different some rituals are that we had in history than we have today. But in my eyes, I kind of have seen it as they are no different than what we have today. I have some following examples in those segments. The article itself was really intriguing as it was explained the history of a tribe named Nacirem, maybe be butchering this, um, which um, and how they lived and even how they viewed the American people at this time, which I believe to be around the mid 1930s, due to the article talking about the tribe being introduced 20 years ago when this was written in 1936. Um, this tribe has viewed the Americans, in my opinion, as if they were lower than them because they were such different and they didn't understand the tribe's rituals and or practices, and that they didn't do these practices. The tribe knew that the American people had migrated from the east to the west, as this was I believe in more of like the Oklahoma area. I'm not fully sure on that. um but also the American people did not follow the mythology of the tribe, and the tribe believed that the nation originated by a cultural hero, as I'm gonna spell it because I can't say it. Notihsaw. Um, that um the article would later show how different the tribe was from the American people by the practices that they did, that in my opinion, how I stated before, are in a way no different than it is now, just not as, I guess, barbaric. But in the next segment, I'm talking about practices that I have been taught out of my culture, and um, what I think an outsider's view could see it as weird, but also how it brings together the American cultural world view. So some rituals that I grew up learning and practicing, which I grew up in a Hispanic household, so I wasn't heavily influenced in Spanish culture, but I know some of these practices. I may be getting them wrong, as since I was not heavily influenced in that culture, but slightly introduced. Here are some things I practiced. Um, One was to never bring old brooms into new homes. These were like old wise tales that we were told. Um, Never to have someone sweep in front of your path when walking. It could bring your past into your future, hurt your ability to get married, or even hurt your marriage. Another one is to put a loaf of bread above your home entrance, as you will never go hungry. Never to whistle at night or have a welcome mat in front of your home, as it can bring unwanted guests and things to your home. I think those could be seen as weird because they're kind of like superstitions, and not everyone believes in those. But I was kind of heavily pushed to believe those. I still believe them to these days, to this day. Another thing that I had practiced was having an altar or a dedicated area in my home dedicated to the loved ones that I have lost. This can be a shrine, this can be a desktop, a wall with photos, really anything that you can place things that remind you of them, or things that they would like, with candles. You decorate it. This this is heavily celebrated on El Dia de los Muertos, or the Day of the Dead. It is what we believe a higher spirit or God, allowing our loved ones to cross over from heaven to earth and enjoy their favorite things one last time with us. And we always create a path, so either with petals or flowers or anything, so they know their way back home and they don't get stuck here. um but that has been more celebrated now in the American culture that I have viewed. um Two rituals that have been performed that I kind of think are kind of barbaric in a way of when these were done, versus how they are done now. But these two rituals are going to see something called a mouth man, and the other one is having a place where people who have fallen ill go to get treated or died. So the first one we're going to talk about is the mouth man. Basically, when the mouth or teeth started to decay, the tribe people would go to the mouth man, and he would practice enlarging the holes in the decaying area inside of the mouth, and also stuff magical powders or hog hair into it so it wouldn't keep it decaying. They would see them once or twice a year. But this was done obviously with no pain medication or anything. But this did not keep any of the infection away. I saw this as no different as we go to see a dentist. We see a dentist once to twice a year, as we have to go do a checkup for every 6 months. We do have the option of pain medication, and it doesn't feel that bad as I think it would back then. But this is what I kind of relate and compare the idea of these two things, and how different they seem, but how similar they are at the same time. The other one, which is having a place where someone who has fallen ill to go get treated or died. At this time, you would go to a temple and offer a big, ritual gift, until they allowed you to come in. If they did not accept your gift, they would not let you go in. And once you did go in, you would be stripped of your clothes and you would be seen by one of all, or all three of these doctors, which were the mouth man, a witch doctor, and a doctor called the listener, which would go over your traumas and fears. I saw that no different as reading it, as we have the hospital, a graveyard site, and or a psychologist. A lot of times when people get ill, whether it's addiction or an actual illness, they can go to the hospital and talk to a psychologist to talk about what's going on in their present life or in their past life that's causing them issues. People do go to the hospital to get better, but some do not always make it. That kind of was what this temple was back then. It was a 50-50 shot, nothing was guaranteed. And yeah, those were the two rituals that I kind of thought were similar to what we had today and what the article started to explain. So